Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. This is going to be a quick one, but I kind of wanted to get into the hottest tech rumor around this week, and that's the leaked specs for the SteamDeck 2. Like with all early leaks or early speculation, this needs to be taken with a grain of salt, but recently, over on a website or a forum known as ChipHell, a user who goes by the name WJM47196 posted a little bit of information about an upcoming handheld. Now, they didn't specifically come out and say exactly what handheld this could be, but there's enough reason to believe that this person was talking about an upcoming Steam Deck. Now, it's definitely a little ways off, but I kind of wanted to go over what they were talking about here because these specs definitely seem reasonable and they're not, crazy out of this world with an RTX 4090 in a handheld or anything like that. And of course, a lot of people have already speculated about what specs the next Steam Deck will have. And if you were wondering, is Valve even going to release a Steam Deck 2? Yeah, they've actually come out and said that it's a little ways off, but they do have plans on releasing another one. And for good reason. I mean, they're definitely selling a lot of Steam games. Not exactly sure how much money they're making off the hardware, but once you get that, kind of locked into their Steam ecosystem, you need to buy some games, and Valve gets a cut of all of those games that are sold. That's how Valve is able to sell the Steam Deck at a lower cost than any other handhelds on the market right now. The user was a bit cryptic about the specs that the Deck 2 is going to be using, but what we got from the whole post was supposedly this should be using a 6-core AMD Zen 4 Hawk Point APU, which does make a lot of sense. Really don't need to take it up to that 8-core 16-thread that could keep the power down with the 6-core and still get amazing performance. The GPU is obviously going to be a next-generation RDNA 4 GPU with 16 compute units. When it comes to RAM, they claim that it will be using LPDDR5X RAM at 8,533 megatransfers per second. Capacity right now is unknown. If I had to guess 16 to 32, they might even offer a dual option, who knows. They're going to stick with that 16 by 10 aspect ratio display, but the resolution will be up to 1440 by 900. We're going to get a 90 Hz OLED display just in that base Steam Deck 2 model. And finally, it's speculated to release Q3, Q4 2026. Now again, these specs need to be taken with a grain of salt, but it wasn't overindulgent. It wasn't anything crazy. This is something that could definitely go into a handheld. I think that 6-core, 12-thread Zen 4 APU would definitely be more than enough, especially with that RDNA 4 iGPU. And when Valve does release the Steam Deck 2, it will be an upgraded APU. I'm actually really excited about Hawk Point APUs right now and those RDNA 4 based iGPUs. AMD has it kind of locked down right now with that 780M and Ryzen 7000, otherwise known as Phoenix Point. So these Hawk Point APUs will be a nice upgrade, and having 16 compute units over there, we're not exactly sure what that iGPU will be running at. But with 16 compute units even running at 1600 megahertz, like the Steam Deck has now with the RDNA 2 based iGPU, we're definitely going to see a nice jump in performance. And if they could bring that RAM up to as fast as they're stating here, 8,533 megatransfers per second, that's really going to help out. Remember, with these iGPUs, we have to use system RAM as VRAM, and theoretically, the faster it is, the better performance we can usually get out of those integrated graphics. Another thing that was stated was the price will be significantly more than the Steam Deck right now, but they will keep the OLED model on the market as kind of a lower end option. And given the fact that we're in Q1 2024 right now, if any of this is true, like the release date at least, we've still got a long time to wait for the Steam Deck 2. But either way, I thought this was really interesting. Specs aren't out of this world. Again, it's not an RTX 4090 in a handheld or anything like this. Definitely looks feasible that Valve could do something like this for the Steam Deck too. So the question is, what do you think? Do you think they'll be using that 6-core Hawk Point APU with RDNA 4 based graphics? Let us know in the comments below. And if you don't think any of this is true, what kind of specs would you like to see out of the Steam Deck too? Personally, I think something that's kind of been stated so far would be really nice. Hawk Point, RDNA 4 graphics, much faster RAM, and an OLED display would be really awesome. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Figured I'd just go ahead and make a quick video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And like always, thanks for watching.